What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Did that button work? Yes, it did. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me, I don't know, call me whatever you want. Welcome to Monday Night Giveaways and Q&A and some other fun stuff. We're gonna fly some tiny whoops, Mobula 6 versus Mobula 6, ELRS versus Ultimate, you know, 1S Freestyle Tiny Whoop versus Mobula 7 ELRS. The Mobula 7 is now basically fully built, I guess you could say, fully upgraded. As is the Mobula 6 ELRS, to be honest. With these two rigs, there's not a whole lot that you can do to them, but there are some things that you can do to them that make them an awful lot better. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Mailbag, while I was gone, bunch of stuff. Hey, I'm back! I went to Florida to visit my parents in Port St. Joe for a couple of days with Maggie, and we just had an absolute blast. We were also celebrating Maggie's birthday and my mom's birthday. My mom's birthday is Valentine's Day, and Maggie's birthday was Saturday. So really, really nice trip. I did a little bit of flying. I'm gonna do an edit, which will be fun. I put the cinematic rig into the top of a palm tree, and then I smashed my foot with a skateboard trying to get it out. Yeah, but eventually I got it out, and I broke the screen on my Hero 8. The only thing, I flew such lazy, safe, like garbage freestyle with it in this one little spot. Specifically, like, just don't wreck this rig. Don't crash this rig. It's the cinematic 5-inch rig. Everything is perfectly clean. It's got the dead cat glide arms on it, so it doesn't crash super well because the nose sticks so far out. And yeah, on the second battery, I just buried it in the top of a palm tree. So yeah, breaking the lens, not the screen, the lens on the Hero 8 was my punishment, I guess. Hopefully, Best Buy still has some Hero 8s, because I would rather not. I don't know, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about the 10. I've been hearing a lot of people prefer the 8 over the 10, and it's lighter, so I don't know. We'll see. The 10 does have 120 frames at 2.7K and 60 frames in 4K, which is pretty nice. I would, yeah, I would like that. But then the file sizes are going to double and stuff like that, and they're already way too big. So I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for coming, friends. In the chat, GrizzFPV was first, Edgar Reyes was next, T-Dog, Booster FPV, Harbles, Dusty Joe, CMYK, Kenny Kobe, Fargo 252, One Vision Aerial, Scott FPV, Kevin Sumner, Up South, Go-Kart Mozart, Evolution Drone Works, Spurtin, Schizophrenic FPV, Paul McDonald, Private Island, Blinda Binda 123. That's fun to say. Captain Calgary, Donald Hudson, Tannard, Middle Dirtskin, Reading the Wind, Tired Flyer FPV, Tannard, Huckleberry, Dead Chicken FPV, Bob Noxious, Flying Guy. Holy crap! There's a lot of folks in here. Flying Guyver, Northern Tier, Michael Campbell, Dan Richmond, Whit Mead, Tannard, B-Man, Reading the Wind, Patrick Oren, Yarbs FPV, Super Deluxe with a $49.99 super chat. He says, "Don't burn your goggles." Super Lux, thank you very much, brother. Super, super, super generous. God damn. I'm gonna stop reading names out there in celebration of Super Deluxe's amazing super chat. Thank you, dude. If you guys are not subscribed to Super Deluxe, I'm gonna beat you with a hammer. So, you know, go subscribe, because it's way easier than getting hit in the head with a hammer. If you want to talk directly to me, all you gotta do is type CiottiFPV in the chat, like CMYK did right here. You don't have to put the @ in front of it, but you certainly can if it makes you feel better. When you do that, as you can see, it lights up in orange, and I know that you're talking to me. If you don't tag me, I'll assume that you guys are talking to each other. The community of folks that have latched on to these live streams are amazing. So take advantage of that here in the chat. You can also take advantage of that in my Discord channel. If you head over to CiottiFPV.com, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can support me. Patreon helps me out the most. You can join my Patreon for as little as $3 a month. The $5, $10, and $20 a month tiers will get you in on tonight's giveaways if you go over there and join right now. Or you can do the $30 a month tier, and that'll get you put into all 3 giveaways. Basically, the way that I have it set up, the $5 a month tier enters you into the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick stuff giveaways. $10 a month is the 3-inch micro and Cinewhoop tier, and then the $20 a month is for 5-inch parts. And then for $30 a month, so like if you just fly Tiny Whoops, you can just enter the, you can just get into on the Tiny Whoop giveaways. If you fly all that stuff and you really want to see me keep doing these live streams for 8 to 10 hours a week, you can do the $30 a month tier, and that'll enter you in to all 3 of these giveaways every other Monday. To give you guys some idea of what we got tonight, we've got an old school Modula 7 frame on the Tiny Whoop $5 a month tier giveaway, little PH 2.0 extra for you, little antenna extra for you, the 2-blade HQ 1.2 inch 65 millimeter Tiny Whoop props, a set of the tri-blade Azzies, and a set of the newbie drone 0802, I want to say 18th, I'm pretty sure they're 18,000 kV motors. So that's the Tiny Whoop tier. The 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier is a BetaFPV 95X V3 frame, brand new, and an RXSR. Shout out to BetaFPV for sending this over a while ago. They're supporting the people that make the content that you like to watch. 5-inch tier is a Player One frame, very, very cool frame. I believe this is Brock Lee's frame. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's got PlayStation, triangle, cross, X, and circle etched into the top plate, which is just super cool. And then I mean, it's just it's a really solid 5-inch frame. Bunch of these HQ R38 props, which are very, very lightweight and pretty strong, so they should actually be really good for freestyle, even though they are a racing prop. And a GNB 6S 1000 mAh battery. Just barely broken in by me. It's only been cycled a few times. I flipped a rig over and scraped it on the ground, but I mean, it's totally fine other than that. And then so then we do a 4th giveaway. We usually do these giveaways around 11 o'clock, which is about an hour from now. On the free-for-all giveaway, which is donation-based, I'll explain it once we get there. I'm going to be giving away a BetaFPV module, the 1 watt. They're brand new. I don't even know if you can buy this yet, but yeah, the 1 watt ELRS module. BetaFPV, again, big shout out to them. They sent 2 of these modules over to me. They'd emailed me asking if I was interested in the ELRS stuff. I said yes. They said, what do you want? I gave them a list of stuff. They sent me some of that stuff. They sent me some random stuff. They didn't send me a few of the things, but it's totally fine. I did say to them in the email, like, hey, I would love to fly one of these modules, and then I do giveaways every other Monday. So if you send 2 of them, I'll give 1 of them away, which everybody loves, and I'll fly 1 of them. And they did that. So that's pretty awesome of them. Again, big shout out to BetaFPV. Super, super, super cool of them to be sending some stuff over every so often. And then there's going to be some other stuff in that super chat giveaway. There's going to be like some optional items, like if you have MMCX, I have an MMCX antenna. If you have SMA, I have an SMA antenna. So either one of those. There's a Vifly short stopper. There's a BetaFPV transmitter lanyard. If you have a QX7 radio, I've got a screen protector for you. And then a full set of my... So I fly... I'm sponsored by GemFan. They occasionally send out stuff. And I fly 5143-3s of theirs. I don't fly their F3s or their F4s, but they sent us a bunch of F3s and F4s. Held on to them for a while, but I'm trying to thin the herd here because I'm moving in a couple of months. So yeah, I'm gonna move some of these along. This is a sponsor pack. Ooh, right? It's got like the sponsor stickers and whatnot in there of a whole bunch of F3s. So yeah, that's gonna be again in the super chat giveaway. Yeah. So lots of cool giveaways going on tonight. We're going to do those in, like I said, about 11 o'clock or so. We're going to do a mailbag in a minute here. We're going to fly some tiny whoops, like I said. And yeah, that's what's going on tonight. What do you think of that? In the chat, the folks that tagged me so far, GrizzFPV says, what's up? CMYK says, good evening. Kevin Sumner says, CiottiFPV is back from vacation. Hooray. Good to be back. Good to be back. Bob Noxious says, what's up, Collective? Family Guyver says, what's up, man? What's up, Collective? Whitmead says, what's up? Super Deluxe is amazing super chat. Thank you again, dude. FPV Trucker says, what's up, CiottiFPV? Yarbs FPV with a $4.99 super chat. He says, do burn your goggles. I will not be burning my goggles. Actually, speaking of, a couple of the other things over on CiottiFPV.com are not working because my browser is angry at me. A couple of the other things. So yeah, there's Patreon that helps me out a ton, and you can get in on the giveaways. Link to my YouTube, link to my Instagram. Over on Etsy, there's some really cool stickers and hardware. And if you're paranoid about burning your goggles, I've got a solution. Why aren't the pictures working? What? What's happening? What? What? Why are none of the pictures loading? What? What's going on? Well, if you have fat sharks, none of the pictures work. What? Why? Why do you do this to me? Maybe it's because I need to update. I wish I could show this to you. I'm gonna have to drop a link in the chat. There you go. There's a link in the chat. Those little things are screen protectors, and they'll keep your screen from exploding. Not exploding, getting burned. So there's that. If you're on Fat Sharks, if you're on DJI, I don't have anything for you. Am I still in the right scene? Yeah, I am. Over on Fiverr, I'm doing one-on-one sessions with you guys. I can do flight instruction with you through Velocidrone or Liftoff. I can help you, teach you how to tune and get your rigs tuned up. Why does I say video editing? I'm not doing that anymore. And build planning is the third thing. So that you stop buying the wrong parts, so that you get parts that are going to work properly for your flying style, the locations that you fly, what you want to do with your footage, all that good stuff. I've been in the game for over 5 years, so I have a really good feel for the exact setup of parts that's going to work best for you. That's the whole point of custom building a rig. You know what I mean? So if you're going to custom build a rig, use the right parts, and it's going to perform a lot better for you, I promise. T-shirts over on Teespring, and then a whole bunch of affiliate links. If you're ever doing orders on any one of these websites, if you remember to use my affiliate link, I'll love you forever. What do you think of that? That's a pretty good deal, I've heard. What else is going on in the chat? Yarbs, thanks again, brother. Slim says, Ciotti, what is up? YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Gamma Gonad says, hey guys, I actually got to fly today as the snow melted 70 degrees, 20 tomorrow, F winter. Yeah, it seems as if spring has arrived here in Atlanta, which is, I'm very excited about, although it's been stormy and disgusting all day, but that's okay. That's okay. Schizophrenic FPV says, I flew the Areola motors so you don't have to. Don't buy them. They're terrible compared to the Happy models. Really? Schizophrenic, are you talking about the Areola 0802 25,000s? That sucks. Infinity Loops, they're Infinity Loop's favorite motors. What's terrible about them? Tell us. B-Man says, as long as you're not in my neck of the woods, you should find some mates because I chew them up like a mother. Nice. Tannerd with a $50 super chat. Holy hell, he says, take that, Super Deluxe. Nice. Thank you, Tannerd. Very cool. Very cool of you. Slat's in the house. What's up, Slat, man? How are you? I got to meet Slat after Rampage last year. He came here to Atlanta to fly and hang, and we had a blast, man. It was he's a super cool cat. You guys should, I'm sure you guys are all subscribed to Slat already, but if you're not, Jesus, get your ass over there. One of the best pilots in FPV right now for sure. Benedictson says, did YouTube just start showing timestamps on chat? I don't remember seeing that. Might help when it does the thing. That started a few months ago. It is helpful. I don't look at the times on the chats super often though, so it doesn't help me a lot. But every once in a while, it definitely does help. Slat's drinking Baja Blast. Pray for his stomach and or anus. Booster FPV says, what's up? 661 says, I'm here. Tell me about the BetaFPV ELRS module going heavy model. They sent me 2, giving 1 away. T-Dog says, did I miss the giveaway? You did not, T-Dog. I do them around 11 o'clock. All right. What else we got going on? 661 says, did you get the GemFan 1610 bi-blades for your Modula 7 yet? They are really good. I did. When I got home today. Was that today? I got home today. Yeah, there were like 6 boxes waiting for me. And in one of those boxes were the 1mm shaft 1.6-inch bi-blades for the Modula 7, which are really good. I mean, miles better than the HQ bi-blades. And so yeah, we're gonna put a battery through this tonight. We're gonna do 3 batteries tonight on Tiny Whoops. We're gonna do the ultra lightweight Modula 6 ELRS on the 0702s. Then we're gonna do the heavier weight, sort of my build in terms of a 1S freestyle Tiny Whoop, which is on the 0802s. And then we're gonna do a battery on the Modula 7 ELRS. I've been flying these 3 rigs quite a bit over the last month, so lots and lots of flight footage from my Wednesday night streams, Whoop Wednesday, and the Friday night streams, Freestyle Fridays. So lots of flight footage from these, a lot of it in Maggie's house, which is an amazing flying spot, bi-level. Here's a I gotta make a thumbnail for this, but here's a present for you guys. So this is a Patreon only. I have a Patreon only playlist here on YouTube that I put sketchy stuff that I don't want to be public, and some other Patreon only live streams go there and stuff like that. And I don't have a thumbnail for this little tiny edit here yet, but as a bonus for coming to a stream and hanging out, here is a link to for an example of that spot with some absolutely maniacal Matty flips that I was doing up and down the big old dive gap there. So check that out. It's just 60 seconds. And then you can put this stream. You can pause this stream, and then you can go watch that. And then when you come back to this stream, you can put it on double speed. You're gonna love my nuts. So yeah, check that out. But we'll put a couple of quick batteries through these rigs tonight because you guys love when I fly. And yeah, you can make up your own mind. The Modula 7 ELRS is still too heavy. I guess if you have a huge house or something like that, maybe it makes sense, but I still don't think it does. It is now on 0802 25,000 kV motors. That's pretty much all the kV that you can get. It just the 75 mil motor to motor whoops just don't make sense. They're heavier for no reason, unless for some reason you care about runtime on a tiny whoop. But you shouldn't. Just buy a whole bunch of batteries. They're really cheap and they're really quick to change. So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the whole runtime thing. I've seen people do long range stuff with tiny whoops, and it's I don't get it. Build a 3-inch rig, and it's going to be so much better for that. The whole long range with a tiny whoop thing is just you're doing it for the sake of doing it. You're not doing it because you're using the right tool that's actually going to do the job well. And I don't know. I just don't understand. That just doesn't compute for me. It gets views and it gets clicks, but right tool for the job is going to do the job better. So I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But what do I know? 661, nope, we got that. Booster FPV says that the player won. Man, I want one of them. Booster FPV. There's a giveaway going on in 40-ish minutes. Maybe you can win. Bob Noxious says, are you still wanting extra help to test the 3-inch frames? I'm ready to move the hybrid to a new frame. Thought I'd check with you before I did something else with it. Bob, I've been so in Tiny Whoop land that I've neglected my frames entirely. Now that it's starting to warm up outside, it's also been miserable to fly outside. So yeah, now that the temperature is kind of coming up, I am going to get to start flying 3-inch again, and I'll get one of the, I'm just going to tear one of the rip squeaks down and just transplant it into one of my frames, and then I'm probably going to do a fresh build in the other one. And I want to just get it up in the air just to make sure it doesn't completely fall apart. Once I've crashed it a few times and it's not a hot mess, at that point I'll probably talk to Ryan about getting the 3D print files and having CNC Madness cut a bunch, and then yeah, you guys can we'll talk about it. But it's coming up. Don't hold your breath, because it's definitely going to be at least a few weeks, but mid-March hopefully I'll know more. GrizzFPV says, what moving in a few months? Yeah, Maggie's buying a house, and we're gonna move in together, so that's gonna be really fun, and I'm just super excited. Yeah, this vacation was such a blast, man. We're the two of us we're just ridiculous, man. Like, she's got this like same energy that I do of like fucking around all the time, and like she's from up north in the Northeast, so we both have like this fuck around and find out kind of thing from being from Philly, and like it's just wild, man. Like we just like, it's just ridiculous. It's so much fun, so much fun. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. This is gonna be a big year. And yeah, stay tuned, friends. Metal Nerdskin says, did Beta send any of those flatty antenna ELRS receivers? I had high hopes for those, but I've been hearing bad things, including from the devs. I asked them for one, but they didn't send it. That was one of the things that I asked for that they didn't send. So now I guess I'm happy that they didn't send it. One Vision Aerial says, what's up? Ruby Tim says, pictures show on my end. All right, cool. I guess it's because I probably need to update Chrome. I haven't updated Chrome in a long time. Whitmead says, oh, YouTube just did the thing. Thanks, Whit. Scrolling back up. Tired Flyer FPV says, just wanted to ask, what is a good goggle strap? My head gets sore with the new larger batteries. It depends, Tired. Are you on Fat Sharks or are you on DJI? On Fat Sharks, I really like the, they used to be called Pretty Fly, but then they changed their name to, they changed owners. Broken Prop Crew. BPC, Broken Prop Crew. I really like their, where the hell are my goggles? I really like, I have to find my goggles at some point. Yeah, I really like their straps for Fat Sharks, and then for DJI, the Fat Straps. I really like the Fat Straps. That's the one that I have, and it seems really good. I haven't technically used it before, but everybody uses that, and I've like put it on my head, and it feels comfy. So yeah, there's a couple options for you. Schizophrenic says, yes, the 0802 25000 HGLRC motors feel like they have less thrust. So that's interesting. Back when SR13 FPV, who in my opinion is the best Tiny Whoop freestyle pilot in the land, back when he was flying a lot and putting edits out a lot, him and I talked a good amount. This was right when the 0802 25,000 kV motors all started coming out. I linked him up with Jesse and from tinywhoop.com, and Jesse pretty quickly sponsored him, because he's just absurdly good. and he got his hands on some of the TinyWhoop.com 0802 25,000 kV motors, and SR said the same thing. He said that they felt like they had less power than the Happy model motors that he was previously flying. So it doesn't totally surprise me that the HGLRC motors feel like they have less thrust than the Happy model motors. The problem with the Happy model motors is they're not durable. The two-piece bell ones, the magnet ring drops, and now apparently on the one-piece bell ones, the magnets fall out. Although I've only heard of that happening once. So, yeah, I don't know. I have 2 of the HGLRC 0802 25,000s here. Nobody else has them in stock, so I guess I might as well get the other 2 so that I can do an actual review of them. I don't know. Evolution Drone Work says, next time you're up my way, Dalinega, we need to fly. Sounds good, dude. Although, to be totally honest, I don't really... I don't really fly freestyle much, if at all, anymore. Most of my flying is cinematic gigs during the week, and then on the weekends, I'm usually hanging out with Maggie and the kids, which is totally fine. You know, I still fly a good amount, and Tiny Whoop stuff on these live streams. So, you know, don't hold your breath, but yeah, if I'm up there again, and if for some reason I'm flying freestyle at some point here, I'll definitely hit you up, man. I'm still flying. It's flying the cinematic gigs is a whole different challenge, and it's really, really fun. It is. Yeah, it's kind of like, not that I was sick of flying freestyle at all, but it's kind of like reinvigorated flying in some weird way. It's just this like super interesting, different flight style, you know, subject driven, getting feedback from director of photography, director, whoever I'm working with, and it's an absolute blast. I really, really, really enjoy the flying that I have been doing. There's times that I miss freestyle, but what annoys me is when I fly freestyle now, I'm nowhere near as good as I was. Like, my flight style has definitely changed pretty drastically towards cinematic. So flying like hard freestyle feels very awkward now, and it feels very thrashy, and like I kind of don't like it as much. So I don't know. I'm really excited for the 3-inch rigs. I'm gonna put a bunch of stick time into those, and that's gonna be full-blown freestyle. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what, like, I want to see what happens when I do like 30, 40, 50 batteries of freestyle flying in a row. I can't wait to see what it looks like when I fly a bunch of freestyle now, because it's definitely not going to be the same as it was a year ago. And that's cool. I dig that. So, and of course I'll take you guys along for the ride. Slow Entropy says, hey, FPV Trucker says, when you plug a battery into the ELRS Mobula 6, are there status lights on the top of the flight controller? I only get the red and green on the bottom, wondering if it's defective. Mobula 6, that's this one. Let's see. So there's a green on the bottom, there's a red on the bottom. There is a red on top. There is one little red LED on top. It's right next to a big gray capacitor, kind of dead center towards the back of the board. If you look at the board with a 5X loop, which you should have, if you don't have, order yourself one. It's indispensable. Link down below in my description. Yeah, you should be able to see. LEDs have like a little clear cover on them. You should be able to see it. 661 says, your Mobula 7 is too heavy. I mean, there's not really a way to lighten it up. The only way to lighten it up would be to go to an 0702 motor, and that would not be a good idea. So yeah, this is as light as it's going to get before sacrificing durability, and that's never a good idea when you fly hard. So Yeah, it's as light as it's gonna get. I realized today that I got the Module 6 down below 20 grams. That was pretty cool. I can't. There is now a 3-gram weight difference between these two rigs. Kind of wild. My God, the Module 6 with the 0702s is really, really light. Really impressive. Richard Ballsman says, really new to this. What programs do I need to get started? I downloaded Beta Flight, but it won't see my quad. Richard, my sort of niche in this hobby and as a live streamer and whatever in the FPV world is like, you can kind of think of me as like FPV 102 or FPV 103. I'm not the guy that's going to help you get up in the air. I'm the guy that's going to help you refine your building, your tuning, your flying once you're up in the air. And typically once you've been up in the air for 6 months to a year or so. So yeah, luckily though, there's an infinite amount of content here on YouTube for you. Tons and tons and tons of beginner guides. Joshua Bardwell's probably going to be your one-stop shop for absolutely everything that you need. So just head over to Joshua's channel and just like use the little search bar in his channel and search for like beginner, and then just search for any words that relate to the problems that you're having, and you will probably find a video that has your answers. It's really important to learn that skill. Like it's important in FPV to learn how to search YouTube and Google to find the answers to your problems, because there are just an infinite amount of problems that are going to pop up in FPV. And if you want to stay in FPV, you just have to be willing to do that. The folks that I've seen get started in this hobby and are willing to do that are the folks that stay in the hobby. The folks that are not willing to do that are the ones that will typically quit within about 6 or so months. Most of us that have stayed into this hobby, myself included, have quit the hobby on multiple occasions. It is that frustrating. When I'm out flying and and somebody comes and says, "Oh, hey, I want to do this. How do I get started?" I will mention to them multiple times that they need to be extremely, extremely, extremely stubborn to stay in this hobby. Like, that's one thing that all of us have in common. It is the only possible way. And a part of that stubbornness needs to just be this, this ability to like search YouTube and Google to find answers and to sort through, 50 replies to try to find the answers. It's something that we all have in common. It's something that kind of bonds us all. Like when you meet another FPV pilot, you're like, "What's up, yo? Yeah, me and you against FPV." So yeah, it's a wonderful hobby, and getting up in the there is nothing like it. Nothing like it. And in my opinion, it's worth it, but it's a lot. So just now you're going into it with knowing that now. You got to kind of respect that a little bit. And when you do hit your breaking point at some point and you're like, "I can't deal with this is too hard, I quit," put your stuff down, walk away, go to sleep. The next day you will feel better, I promise. That is typically what happens, is you quit the hobby, you go to bed like, "I'm done, I'm putting everything on eBay tomorrow," and you wake up and you're like, "All right, let me give it one more try." And then you get back on Google, you get back on YouTube, and you finally find the answer and you get it fixed. And it feels great for a couple of days, and then you hit another problem, and it happens all over again. So yeah, there's a lot of that in this hobby, but you can do it, man. We've all done it. Like, every single one of us has done it. And a lot of us that have been into this for a long time, we did it without all these resources. We did it by searching RC groups threads on a forum, and like, yeah, right now this hobby is 1,000 times easier to actually get into and troubleshoot your problems than it ever was. So you're coming into it at a really good time. Whitmead says, congratulations, bro. Thank you, dude. YouTube's the thing. Scrolling back up. Come on, there it is. Bob Noxious says, okay, just wanted to check on that. Mentioned it. Somatic Cinema says, yo, is there any way to stop black box gyro logging with a switch using an external gyro logger? Absolutely. I actually have my black box on a switch. In the modes tab, it's in there, black box. And then you can put it on whatever switch you want. I don't know what the deal. I think you would then just go to the black box tab and tell. I've never used an open logger. That's the name of the external gyro logger. I've never used one, but I assume that you just go into the black box tab and pick that in the drop down. But I don't know. But yeah, in the modes tab there is a black box option where you can put it on a switch. It works beautiful. Bot Grinder's in the house. What's up, dude? He says, hey, I got the giveaway package I won. Thank you. You're certainly welcome. Even Bot Grinders win around here. See that? Ruby Tim says, is that just happening on my end? Streams, is it lagging? Oh, I got a bunch of dropped frames. 295 dropped frames. Looks like it's okay now, though. Right. 661FPV says, I can confirm the magnets drop out of the EX0802 25,000 kV motors. That is the Happy Model one-piece bell motor. On hard hits, only happened to me on one motor, but I don't crash often. Not a good sign that somebody that doesn't crash often is having that happen. So I'm scared of that. You can't really glue the magnets back in, because it makes the bell become out of balance. I don't know. Maybe it was just that one motor. Maybe not. Quadzimoto says, any chance on you catching up on podcasts for us, little Patreon members who are bored at work delivering mail all day? Absolutely, Quadzimoto. I will do that tomorrow, actually. I got way behind on it. I have a whole bunch of tabs sitting here open in a separate window to get caught up on it, and I've just had a million things going on. But all it takes is for you guys to like if I'm falling behind on something and you guys mention it, like I'll jump right on it. I've mentioned the podcast thing a couple of times, and nobody in the chat was like, "Yo, I want to get more caught up." So yeah, if I'm ever falling behind on something, guys, if you mention it, like that puts it up to the top of the list. I have a million things going on, and I try to prioritize them the best that I can. And sometimes they'll kind of fall down my list, but you guys are my boss, so when you tell me, that you want that thing, it goes up to the top of the list. So yeah, tomorrow and Thursday, I will try my best to get a whole bunch. I will get a whole bunch of those up. Thanks for the reminder, dude. Richard says, stay true to your roots, man. Thank you, dude. Kevin Sumner says, 661, I too had... Oh, my God. Kevin Sumner also has magnets falling out of the Happy Model EX0802s. That sucks. Damn. 2 separate motors on the same rig after only a few crashes. Not good. What I can say is that the old school 2-piece bell design Happy Model 0802s are staggeringly durable until they're not. But man, I pounded the shit out of these things, and eventually the magnet ring started dropping. But what's cool is you can just push it back up. You can just keep pushing it back up over and over and over again. Eventually it'll get so bad that it's kind of a pain, but they're definitely way more durable than what you guys are saying with the new one-piece bell design motors. So I guess, yeah, 0802 25,000s, you want the old school Happy Model motors. That's kind of wild. Dan Richmond says, did you see Betaflight 4.3 has persistent stats, like how many total flights and total flight time and total distance traveled if using UPS? You can turn it on in the OSD. That's pretty cool. How does that... Wow, how does that not wipe out when you pull power? That's pretty cool. 661 says, my first build, Mobula 7, was 24 grams with a V3 frame, swapped to a V2 frame, and it's now 21.8 grams and twice as fast, but absolutely has less durability for sure. Yeah, the V4 Mobula 7 frame is incredibly durable. Like, it's finally a durable 75 millimeter frame, and yeah, it's a really nice mix of lightweight and durable. It's not the heavy. The V3 Mobula 7 frame was durable, but it was also heavy as hell. This one is a much better mix. So this realistically is about as good as it's gonna get if you're gonna fly hard freestyle and crash. CiottiFPV says, you can also be extremely patient to stay in the hobby, too. Never thought about being patient. That's just not a skill that I have in life. But that's very, very true. So there you go. If any of you are patient, something that's kind of lost on society, especially in the U.S. In 2022. That's one way to stay in the hobby. Good call, Grizz. Charles says, there's a respect between people that devote so much time to miniature silicone carat 2. What is miniature silicone carat 2, Charles? Tag me. Carbon Cage FPV says, good day, mate. Carbon Cage, Big and Little Cage are standing upside down. It's wild. I don't know how they don't fall off the earth. 661 FPV, so they're in Australia. 661 FPV says, but the EX0802 is by far the lightest 0802 motor available. That's why you should have them. Yeah, but I mean, if you guys are having those issues this quick, they're going to fall apart for me on the first battery. So I'm going to wait. I was going to snag a set of those sooner than later. I am going to wait. And hopefully Happy Model will fix whatever the hell's going on with them. So yeah. I ain't touching those with a 10-foot pole if you guys are having that issue. YouTube did the thing again. There it is. Ronald says, is the Areola Fund complete? If so, what's next? The Areola Fund is complete. What should we do next? DJI stuff? Oh, let's do, no, that's a Patreon only thing that I'm doing. Over on, one of the Patreon only things that I'm doing is, I'm going to try to get my hands on one of every single stick end, stick ends. I'm going to try to get one of every single one that exists. I'm doing M4 first. I did a poll over there, and more people are flying transmitters with M4 sticks that accept M4 stick ends than M3. So yeah, I'm gonna do M4s first. I'm doing it so that I can get every single one and then try them, because I now have 2 radios. So this is an excuse for me to find the stick end that I love the most. But then what I want to do, whenever I figure out which one I like the most, I'm going to rebuy that one, so it's a full kit again of all the stick ends, and then they're going to get sent to a patron, and then they're going to do that same exercise. They're going to pick the one that they like, replace it, and then they're going to send it to another patron. So we're going to have this big kit of all the stick ends that's going to bounce between patrons. They're going to go to the top patrons first, of course, right? I try to give the folks that support me the most, stuff in return. But yeah, then it'll kind of trickle down as it goes to all of the top patrons that have M4 gimbal radios. I'll start on the $20 a month tier, or actually it would be the $30 a month tier, and then yeah, down and down we go. What other Tiny Whoop stuff do you guys want to see me test? Let's just put something in here. Let's just put something in here so it's not complete. Hell, I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll think about it. Dan Richmond says, it sets a CLI value like total flight equals 8. Oh, and you can back it up in the CLI if you got to update and don't want to lose it. Got to set a minimum arm time to count as a flight. I set it to 45 seconds. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. That there's I saw persistent in there, but I thought that just meant like, you know, like plug it in, like as it's plugged in. That's wild that it adds that to the CLI. My God, Betaflight is just so much better than all the other flight firmwares. It's really insane. What else we got going on here? Charles says silicone chips millimeters squared. Ah, okay. Okay. Sounds like another hobby that's just a nightmare. Quadzimoto says, what is your Mobula 7 build? It is the, so the motors that it comes with are great because they have a 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, but they don't have enough kV. 20,000 kV is not enough. 0802, okay, 20,000 kV is not enough for bi-blades. So then you put these things on the tri-blades. Well, the 0802 stator volume is not enough for tri-blades. So the motors got to go. The motors just don't really work all that well on the Mobula 7 if you're looking for good freestyle performance. They're more of like a long-range motor, which, again, just doesn't make any sense to me. So the motors have to go. To keep it lightweight, you got to stick with an 0802. So you go to an 0802... 22,000 or even better, 25,000. So that's what I've done here. This is on tinywhoop.com, 0802, 25,000 kV motors. And I moved it off of the HQ bi-blades. Well, it comes with the GemFan bi-blades, but they're for a 1.5 millimeter shaft. So all these 0802, 25,000 kV motors are 1 millimeter shaft instead of 1.5. So then you have to get different propellers. Make sure you get the same GemFan propellers. And then the other thing that I do on these Tiny Whoop builds is I put the True RC, it's tough to see, but I have it stuffed in there, the True RC singularity antennas in them. And that's about it. I mean, the camera in there is fantastic. The canopy is great. The AIO is fine. It's not as good as the newbie drone ones, but it's okay. And then the other thing that you do is you get the right batteries, which in my opinion are these GNB 380 yellow high volt batteries. These are 10 grams, which is pretty much like the lightest battery that you're gonna find that fits in the battery bay here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you wanted to squeeze a little bit more performance out, you could switch this battery over to BT 2.0. That would be a total pain in the ass. And then switch this over to BT 2.0. I'm not doing that. That's switching the AIO over is fine, but switching the batteries over, that sucks. I'm yeah. And I'm especially not doing that because I don't like how this flies. It's too heavy. It just doesn't make any sense. For an indoor Tiny Whoop. These you're gonna see in a little bit after the giveaways. These 65 millimeter motor to motor whoops are just so much better, so much better than this 75. So yeah, good question, Quadzimoto. Dan Richmond says that's a great idea with the stick ends because without feeling them, there's no way to choose. Awesome, yeah, 100%. It's just you find. What are you gonna do? Buy them all yourself, and then what? You have 7,000 sets of stick ends. Yeah, I'm excited to do that. CMYK says frame dev. Oh, frame development. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Frame. That's it. I forgot how to spell. I had no idea how to spell it. I had no idea. You got to watch a man just go full-blown brain dead. A 40-year-old man just go full-on right before your eyes. Frame 2 Element Fund. So we're going to zero it out. And then... Let's pick a big number so it runs for a while. Let's go... Is that too cheeky of a number? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Thanks, guys. Good idea. Tired Flyer FPV says, Tiny Hawk Freestyle with Stan FPV prop ducts. I don't think that would... I don't know if that would get off the ground, Tired Flyer. The Tiny Hawk Freestyle is a very underpowered rig. If you were to put those heavy-ass prop guards on it, I'm not totally convinced that that thing would even fly. If it did fly, it would not be fun to fly. It would basically be like a Cinewhoop, but with an FPV camera. And that doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, in my opinion. So I would not recommend doing that. Also, Emax has a tendency to use unique bolt patterns on their motors. Some would say proprietary bolt patterns on their motors and their AIOs, and as much as they kind of can, so that you have to... I don't know if it's so that you have to, but it forces you to only run their motors. And I know that those Stan FPV prop ducts are not going to be drilled for that. So if the Tiny Hawk Freestyle is one of the Emax products that uses a unique bolt pattern on the motors, you wouldn't even be able to use those. But even if you can use them, I don't think you should. FPV Trucker says, got a Pyro Drone Edition TX16X Max last week. It's so pretty, check it out. I've seen that. It is a cool looking radio. I'm not an orange guy, but if you're into orange, that's a pretty cool looking radio. I don't like any of the I can only fly QX7s. I have big long fingers, and the QX7 is so beefy that it actually works for my fingers. There's not a single other radio that works for my hands, unfortunately. Although it's fine. The QX7 is a fantastic radio. 661 says, currently my favorite quad is my 1S Mosquito XL on 1102 18,000 65mm biblades, happy model ELRS AIO. That's a cool little build. I actually just got one of those, two of the Mosquito frames. As it warms up here and I start flying outside more often, one or two of these tiny whoops is going to get dropped into that frame, and we can play around a little bit with it. Gem Fan Hobbies in the house. What's up? I always want to say hi to who I think it is over at Gem Fan, but I try to catch myself. VT Grover says, why not XT30? Little to no benefit with such low draw setups, and they're heavy. XT30s are like quite a bit heavier, and it's a significant amount. They're like a gram heavier, I think, than BT 2.0. So yeah, no real benefit, and the extra weight. Matthew Campbell says, blue screen of death. Not for me. I still have the same number of drops frames, so should be good. Try refreshing the stream. Hey, I'm caught up. Awesome. CMYK says, is Best Buy Total Tech what you get for the 360 Go 2? No, it was just Geek Squad. It was just their Geek Squad protection thing. Hard FPV says, what's up? What time is it? 10:58? Should we do giveaways or mailbag? Let's do mailbag. What's up, Fly Zone? Let's do mailbag. You guys want to see my mailbag? I stole that from Mighty Car Mods. If you like cars at all, or just good YouTube channels, go over to Mighty Car Mods and subscribe and watch them. They are amazing. I do not have the permission to use that, but, you know, sharing is caring. In reality, it's a short enough little clip where I don't think it triggers YouTube's Doodlebop. Frank Nicholas sent me a fan. Thank you, Frank. With a little note from Amazon. This will keep your rigs cool. I'm moving a few rigs over to DJI, and I know that the Vistas get stupidly hot, so I think that's why Frank sent this over. Thank you, dude. I don't know where it's going to go because this desk is absolutely completely filled, but I'll probably just put it like on the shelf, and then when I need it, I'll forget that I have it. But then eventually, maybe at some point, I'll remember that it exists. This is just me being honest. We've got a box here from BetaFPV. This box was very banged up, and I think it got sent back to them and then sent back to me. I got another one of these QX7 batteries, 2S 4000 kV. I ruined the other one because I left the Crossfire module plugged directly into this with the XT30. I did it again. I've done it 3 times now, where I cut a little slot in the other module bay door here, so that I use the balance plug to plug it in, you know, to power the QX7. But then I let this guy hang out, and then on the Crossfire module, if you plug it in direct, you can get 1 watt or even 2 watt. But the problem is I'm not used to that workflow. Like, the workflow that I'm used to from the past 5 years of flying is turn the radio off and then put it in my bag. So pretty much, I think I've used this plug on this battery 4 times. I remembered once, and the other 3 times I didn't remember. And I left the Crossfire module plugged in only on 500 milliwatts, but I left it plugged in, and I put the radio away in my bag, and it sat in my bag until the battery went totally flat. So yeah, I completely ruined the other one of these. I bought this to be a backup, but now I need to buy another one of these because, yeah, this most recent time, it killed one of the cells. So yeah, now I get to buy another one of these. But this will at least get me back going. And there's actually no battery in this right now. Here's like the little setup that I was just telling you guys about. Hold on. I have another QX7. I have a QX7S here that I'm going to be moving over to at some point, but I haven't moved over to it quite yet. Since I am going to be moving over to it, this is the battery door that I cut the notch in. So I'm going to switch over to that. So yeah, here's how this battery is really nice. I'm really impressed by this. 4,000 milliamps. Like, what a joy. I did charge this. The box was opened. I charged this up. So you plug it in. Wait here. Plug it in directly with the balance plug like that. And then you just kind of take this XT30 lead. It fits in here nice and snug. Push it down like that, and then, hold on. Okay, let me switch this up a little bit. So here's what I did last time. Put this through the leads like that. There. Now this will fold up there a little bit easier. So now you plug it in, and there. That sits a little bit better. That sits in there really nice. These guys thread up here like this, and then you've got this and that, and you just kind of set that even in there, and there you go. And that hangs out like that. It won't work with it won't reach this BetaFPV module, but this module pulls off the battery totally fine, and I'm not planning on using ELRS 2.4 to do any long distance stuff. I use Crossfire for that. So I would really never plug that in there. So it's totally fine. But yeah, when I have the Crossfire module in this transmitter, I've got this, and I can just bloop, just plug it right on in, and that'll power it up to 1.21 gigawatts. Know what I mean? Yeah, so there you go. A little installation guide. Hey, look, too, and this transmitter is going to become like the, I don't know, backup tiny whoop transmitter. I got another one of these G-Force balance thingies, and I got it in silver this time because I'm going to go with like a ghost kind of look on this one. And I also replaced my little screen. Look, there's no crack in my screen anymore. Yeah, look at me. Like a brand new radio. Isn't that exciting? Here's the bag from the little G-Force thing. I got a Caddx Ant. This is a Caddx Ant Nano. I don't remember what I was thinking when I bought this. I assume I was thinking that I would put it in a tiny whoop, but I don't know. I've heard good things about it. I'm not a big fan of Caddx cameras. They have a terrible quality control sort of history, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll put this into a different canopy, and I don't know. I can also put it on a toothpick, but I think I'm going DJI on the toothpick. Get FPV stickers. These will be going out to you guys in the giveaways. I throw lots of stickers in the giveaways. This is a set of tri-blade Gemfan 40mm propellers. These are the 1635s. I just needed... I used all the ones that I had, basically. And there's just a whole bunch of Vifly products. So, like, for the giveaways, I buy... Every order I do, I buy a couple of things for the giveaways. This is a XT60 discharger. It takes forever, but it's really small, and it's just really nice to have. This is a short saver, too. This is the only smoke stopper that actually works. This is an XT30 discharger. And then this is the JHE-MCU battery killer. This will discharge your battery all the way down to 0 volts so that it's safe and will more than likely not burn your house down. So yeah, these are all just things for giveaways. Giveaway fodder. So yeah, that was my little Get FPV order. This, as you can, some of you guys can probably tell by the red tape, is an RDQ order. This is one HGLRC Areolas 0802 25,000. So I've got one. There's another one on the way. So there's one. Nobody has more than one in stock. I don't understand. RDQ only had one in stock. Pyrodrone only had one in stock. This is the iFlight Crystal 9 dBi left-hand circular polarized directional DJI patch antenna setup. I actually bought 2 of these. I got one for Patrick, and the other one I got for myself. And then Patrick traded me. So I'm going to give this to him because he traded me 2 of his True RC stubby antennas. You know, when you buy these DJI antennas, you have to buy them in a pack of 4. So yeah, he had 4 of them. Now I've got 2, and he's got 2, and now we've both got patches. The patch goes on the front like that. It is gorgeous. It's so good looking, man. Like, look at that. I can't figure out what I want to do with these cables. I can't figure out if I want them to sit out like that or in like that. I'm leaning towards doing them in like this, but I don't know. This is really nice. I really dig this. This is not true carbon fiber. This is just a wrap, but the 3M wrap that I think that they used, it's got like a texture to it, and like it really looks very convincing. So yeah, I'm really happy with this little setup here. So yeah, these are the Dji V2 goggles that a mystery fan sent me through Amazon, which was just amazing. Whoever that was, if you're listening to this, thank you 1,000,000 times over. You literally made the move to DJI actually realistic, because on the film sets that I work on, I need something for monitoring, and I need it to be wireless because the directors of photography typically don't want to stand right next to me and have like a little screen that's plugged into my head. So yeah, a second set of goggles was like an absolute requirement, and I sure as shit couldn't afford them. But yeah, so whoever that was, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very, very, very cool. So this goes to Patrick. I'm going to put this on the floor over here. What else is in here? Oh, yeah, and then this is the order where I got the 1mm prop shaft gem fan biblades for the Mobula 7 now that I switched it to different motors. And then this is a mini Mortal T antenna that actually is also for Patrick. And that's it. Free antenna and a sticker. Sticker goes into the giveaway. Not antenna, battery strap. There it is. There's your unboxing. World's weakest unboxing, but an unboxing nonetheless. No, not an unboxing, I don't know. Mailbag. Mailbag, that's what we're calling it. Let me get caught up on chat, and then I will get the giveaways going here. Where are we at here? Flyzone Drone says, what's up? Tired Flyer FPV says, nice hanging out. My Wi-Fi is acting up again, so have a good one. Paul McDonald says, does it matter that the battery is a lithium ion, not a lipo, for the crossfire side of things? I don't think so. That battery's been absolutely fantastic. Lithium ion batteries are typically higher. You can cram more milliamps into them, but they don't have as much of a discharge rate. Crossfire, our transmitters, they don't need a big discharge rate. So yeah, it should be totally fine. 661 says, for a whoop, you want the Ant Light, not the Nano. Great. Coming to a giveaway near you. Why the GetFPV box was just mangled, and some of the stuff in it, like this box, is just beat to hell. This looks pretty light. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what it weighs. Take the little lens cap off. This is one of the ones that's got the mount holes, which I think You know what I was thinking? I was thinking I was going to put it into a Mobula, one of these Mobula canopies, but it doesn't fit. I looked at the screws on the side. I was like, oh, cool, 14mm mounting. They're not. These Mobula canopies have a second piece in there that cradle the RunCam camera. I did not know that when I did this order. 2.3 grams for the Caddx Ant camera. So what I'll do, I do have a Tiny Whoop canopy that is set up for 14mm. I forget which specific one, but yeah, I do have a canopy that will take 14 by 14. So I'll throw this in there. We'll put it on one of these rigs, probably one of the Mobula rigs, because it's got that plug header. And we'll see how it is. From what I've seen, the image looks fantastic with this camera. The RunCam Nano 4 that these Mobulas come with, it's really good. The only thing I don't like about it is the field of view. The field of view is like 150, which is, I don't know, it's not quite wide enough, I don't think. I believe this has a little bit extra field of view. I have a hard time adjusting when I go between the Newbie drone canopy with the Newbie drone camera, which is like 165 field of view, and then back to the, I mean, you'll see it tonight. You'll see when I switch between the two 65mm motor-to-motor rigs, you'll see that I'm like kind of all over the place for a minute while I'm getting adjusted. That could also be a problem between the two rigs. It almost feels like the rates are different between the two rigs, but that doesn't make any sense because I've checked it 18 times. The only other thing I'm thinking about, a bunch of you guys in chat know a lot more about ELRS than me. So on the Newbie drone rig, it's got a Happy Model EP2 ELRS receiver in it. And then on the Mobulas, they've got the built-in ELRS receivers on the AIO. Is there any difference in latency? Is there any chance that it's a latency? I'm 99% sure that that's not the issue. Just because I was back-to-backing these before this change. And I didn't notice it. So I can't imagine that that's the difference, but figured I'd ask because you guys are the best. That's one of the other reasons that this rig is so much heavier. It's got an external receiver, whereas the Mobula 6 is all internal. But the AIO in this rig is much better. The Newbie Drone AIO is much better quality than the Mobula AIOs, but it's heavier. Where are we at here? 661 says, Flywoo version Ant Light has wires soldered on and no plugs, even lighter. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That's Flywoo's version, huh? Veritas Weasel says, nice shirt, I have the same one. What do you think of the new Orca goggles? Man, I have not kept up with goggles at all. I was with Joshua when his Orcas, when one of the screens failed in his Orcas last year, and I was like, oh, that's not good, and that like really scared me. And then Bachgrinder had issues with his Orcas too, so they're not for me. They're really expensive. I'm absolutely fine with Fat Shark HD3s. In my opinion, Fat Shark HD3s used are the only analog goggle to buy because they're really cheap and it's analog. So yeah, although I don't know, with HD0, yeah, I don't know. I like the Fat Shark HD3s better than the HDO2s, to be honest. They're a little bit less contrasty and like less sharp, which sounds like a bad thing, but for some reason it's I just fly better with them, and I just like the way that they look better. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask about goggles. I try to keep my gear exactly the same for as long as possible so that I can really get used to it and just focus on flying. So yeah, I don't really have too many opinions on the Orca, if any opinions on the Orca goggles. Smooth and Groovin says, CiottiFPV was dealing with yaw spin flyaways, nasty pitch axis behavior on new Switchback Pro builds, adding another cap and more dampening, fix the vibes going through M2 screws on 4-board stall stack. So it sounds like that's a 20 by 20 stack, and then what it also sounds like is that what sometimes happens with 20 by 20 flight control ESCs is they don't put enough of the little tiny rectangular capacitors on them. So it sounds like that was the case. It sounds like that ESC that you had in there, Smoothin', didn't have enough capacitance on board because you adding an extra cap helped it. Although you also added more dampening, is what you're saying there, and that could have absolutely been it too. It's hard. When you change more than one thing at a time, it's a total toss-up, which helps. But, you know, when you're trying to repair something, it's like, I'm going to throw all the fixes at this that I possibly can, and I don't give a shit which one fixes it, as long as one of them fixes it. So I get it. I do the same thing. 661 says, SPI receivers have less latency than UART receivers. Probably can't tell, though. That's what I was thinking. But even when this was on FR Sky at like 26, 28, 30 milliseconds of latency, it was not, I did not have this hard of a time. So I don't know. I feel like it might be a combination. It could just be the camera. It could just be that this much wider field of view camera is just warping my brain. And I do adjust pretty quick. Again, you guys will get to see it. I'll fly in a little bit here. You guys will get to see me adjust to it. But for the first 30 seconds, it'll be like, so yeah, I don't know. It could also be a rates thing. There was a little bit of a bug. So Newbie Drone uses a unique OSD chip on their board, so they have to make their own version, their own hex of Betaflight. And their original Betaflight 4.2 hex, the actual rates didn't work properly. I let them know, and then they made a new version of the hex for Betaflight 4.2.9, and the actual rates, I thought, started working properly. But now all of a sudden that I'm back-to-backing this with a rig that uses a regular OSD module and uses regular old Betaflight targets, now all of a sudden the rates kind of don't feel right anymore. So I don't know. I don't know. It's either, but I think it's either the rates or the camera. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Adrian says he had 2 displays fail on his Orca goggles. That's right, it happened again. All right, we're caught up. That means it's giveaway time. When it's giveaway time, when I have 2 monitors hooked up, I play a couple of your guys' videos, but I only have 1 monitor hooked up right now. So I'm just going to go full speed through setting everything up here, and we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Somebody asked me a question or 2 in chat, because I need a minute to do this. I forgot to refresh this before the stream. So let me just refresh all these. The stream might get a little angry for a second, but just bear with me. All right, getting this going, getting this going, getting this going, getting this going. Okay, cool. So here is first Patreon tier, and I'm gonna click CSV. That's gonna give me a member list here. All right, cool. Somatic Cinema says, is 12 channel Crossfire as reliable as 8 channel? I'm not concerned about latency. I have no idea, Somatic. I never really learned, like when I switched over to Crossfire, I never really took the time to learn very much about it. I just kind of got it going. I set it up the way that Joshua said to set it up, and I just really kind of didn't think about it after that, to be totally honest with you. So I actually don't know. Ronald says, can you explain the frame dev fund a bit, please? I can. So Ryan Harrell and a couple other folks helped me make my own 3-inch frame, CiottiFPV 3-inch frame. And we are going to get that frame into production at some point here, but I need to do a couple of builds with it and beat it up a little bit. So the guys in the chat, I ran out of ideas for the gear fund, and a couple guys in the chat said, yo, do it with that. And I said, okay. So yeah. Realistically though, I don't know. It'll happen for sure. It's just gonna take some time. There's an awful lot going on in my life right now. And the Ripsqueak frame from BQE is really, really good. So when I start prioritizing things in my life, yeah, like the frame tends to fall down the list pretty quickly, unfortunately. But it's gonna happen for sure. It's just gonna take some time. All right, cool. I'm almost all set here on the giveaways. And just like that, we're good to go. All right, cool. So here, hold on, let me quit out of this. I'll make sure I don't accidentally show anybody's info. All right, good to go. So here's our very first wheel. I'm gonna take you guys through the list of names real quick so you can make sure you're on there. This is the $5 a month tier and the $30+ a month tier. Here are all the beautiful people. And I'm going fast because you guys can pause and rewind and all that good stuff. So there's everybody. I'm gonna shuffle it a bunch. This is the Tiny Whoop tier. We've got, at the beginning of the stream, I went over all this, but we'll just look at it again. Set of the HQ 1.2-inch propellers and the terrible prop puller and a little screwdriver. Modula 7 V1, I think it is, frame. Extra little PH 2.0 connector, extra little whip antenna. Set of tri-blade ASI 1.2-inch props, and a set of Newbie Drone 0802 18,000 kV motors. These motors on 2S are pretty nuts. I've been pretty shocked with what they'll do on 2S. They've been picking up the tiny lifters. They've been picking up a 26-gram Insta360 Go pretty confidently. So these 18,000 kV is a little bit low for 1S, unless you put it onto the bigger propeller. But yeah, on 2S, they're legit. So let's see who wins the Tiny Whoop tier. And where's that goat? There's that goat. Somebody's gonna win. I gotta ask Bot what the name of the sound file is for that scream. It's looking like Rob Axelson, but Jonathan Olin might steal it. Nope, Rob Axelson wins. Congratulations, my man. One of the reasons that I do these giveaways through Patreon is that when you guys sign up for my Patreon, it asks you for your info and your address, and it also gives me a way to message you guys. So I'm going to message, actually I don't even need to message, I'm going to grab Rob Axelson. Oh, there's two S's. I'm going to grab Rob Axelson's address off of Patreon and send him his stuff. Congratulations, Rob. Now we're going to move on to the $10 a month Micro Brushless and Cinewhoop tier. Put this back here. What is this? What is this? I know what that is. That goes in the closet. All right, so we're on to our second tier here. This is courtesy of BetaFPV, one of their 95X V3 frames with all the accessories and some foam and all that good stuff. A GetFPV sticker, and an FR Sky RXSR. This is the old school RXSR, non-access. I think this will work on any, I don't know anything about FR Sky anymore. Oh, nice metal. Awesome. Here is the next wheel. Here are all the wonderful supporters that are on it. I'm going to go kind of quick. If you're not on here, you got to take it up with Patreon anyway. So as long as you're active on Patreon, you'll be on here. So there you guys go. Shuffle it up a little bit here. And let's see who wins the 95X V3 frame. Oh man, that scream just never gets old. It's the greatest scream in all the land. Made famous by the screaming goat videos on YouTube. Dan Richmond wins. Congratulations, Dan. I'm gonna write your name down and send you some stuff. Dan Richmond. Congrats, my man. Put this over here. And we'll move on to the 5-inch tier. Over here we've got 3 or 4 sets of these R38 HQ props, which I've heard really good things about. Even in a freestyle sense, they're supposedly really good. A GNB 6S 1000 mAh 120C battery, lightly used. That really is lightly used. A GetFPV sticker. An RDQ. And most importantly, a Player One frame that was sent over by T-Bird. T-Bird, thank you, brother. This is a super cool frame. I've been a PlayStation guy forever. My favorite thing about the frame is that it's got the PlayStation symbols cut out in it for the cutouts. Isn't that greatest thing you've ever seen? Man, is that hard to see? There we go. There you can see it. Isn't that cool? It's supposedly a really good frame though. I've heard really good things about it. So yeah, full frame, bunch of props, and a battery. You 5-inch guys are gonna be just smashing into stuff. As if we always aren't. Let's see who wins! Where's it at? There it is. And I feel rusty. I feel like I haven't done one of these giveaways in a while. Here's everybody! Going fast because you can rewind and pause. There it is. Let's shuffle it up. Zoom it out. Go! Oh! Oh, there it is. A delayed goat. Let's see who wins. It's looking like it might be Frank Nicholas, but Wooden Props is coming on strong. Oh, wow, that was close. Frank Nicholas, congratulations. You've won a frame, some props, and a battery. I'm going... Where'd the pen go? There it is. I'm going to write it down on here, I think. Frank Nicholas. Congratulations, dude. All right. Last but obviously not least is our Super Chat and PayPal giveaways for the ELRS module and a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's talk about it, friends. This next giveaway is open to everyone. I'm going to tell you how you enter in a I'm going to tell you how you enter right now. You head on over to CiottiFPV.com. You scroll down to the bottom. There's a PayPal button. If you PayPal $5, I'll put you on the wheel 1 time. If you PayPal 10, I'll put you on the wheel 2 times. You can also do Super Chats. Super Chats, YouTube and Google are going to take 30% on top of they tax me on it. So if you can do PayPal, I love that. If you can do Super Chats, that's cool too. YouTube gives me this platform to stream on, so it's totally fine. But yeah, if you want to do PayPal, the evil overlords will get less of your money. Here's what this giveaway is for. A whole bunch of GemFan F3s. Let me actually look. 2 sets in green, the sponsor stickers, 2 sets in peach, and 2 sets in the more yellowy color. So 6 sets of F4s. I'm sorry, F3s. These are all F3s. Okay, 6 sets of F3s in the fancy. You'll feel like you're an actual sponsored GemFan pilot. Look at that. It says sponsor on it. Oh, another set. Another set of them. Or are these F4s? No, another set of F3s. There you go. Wow. We've also got BetaFPV. Huge shout out for sending this over. This is their new 1-watt module in black. This is the big item for this giveaway. Brand new. I haven't even touched it. They sent 2 of them. 1 for me to use, 1 for me to give away. Thanks again, BetaFPV. Vifly Short Saver 2. Your choice of an SMA antenna or an MMCX antenna. Both right-hand circular polarized. If you have a QX7 radio, or if you just want it, a QX7 screen protector. Little silly stuff. RDQ battery strap and a BetaFPV lanyard, transmitter lanyard. So there you go. That's our Super Chat giveaway for the night. $5 via PayPal to get on the wheel once, or Super Chat. $10 via Super Chat or PayPal to get on the wheel twice. And ready, go. Let me get my email up here so that I can start filling up this wheel. So, this is our last giveaway wheel spin of the night. Kevin Sumner tagged me and said, Payola pal. I want you guys to do that. If you do PayPal, do what Kevin did. Tag me and just say, hey, I did the PayPal thing. I don't want to show you guys my email, so I'm going to turn that off. All right, here we go. Hey, looks like a couple people joined the Patreon, so let me give them a couple of shout outs as we normally do around this time. Ryan Horton, thanks for joining the collective, my man. And Kevin Otto, thanks guys. You're gonna love my Patreon. All right, here we go. Aaron Holocker with a $10 super chat. He says, "What's up, brother? Let me get a couple of entries." Sounds good, Aaron. I think that's Coilocker, but I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm just gonna blindly copy and paste Aaron onto the wheel twice with his human being name. Kevin Sumner, holy hell, with a $50 PayPal. He says, "Let the good times re-roll." What Kevin means by that is that he wants me to put re-roll on the wheel instead of his name. Kevin, damn, dude, thank you so much. Very, very generous. All right, so we're getting re-roll on the wheel 2 times. And there we have it. Next up, we've got Steven Steinbaker. That is CMYKFPV. He's got a $10 super chat. He says, "Spin the wheel." I don't know if that means re-roll. I'm going to put you on here as if you want to be on the wheel. And then you let me know if you don't want to be, if you want me to do another re-roll. Thank you, CMYK. Ravioli... Sorry. I'm the worst. You just said ravioli. Raviogi Professional Services sent $10. Thank you very much. I'm going to put you on the wheel 2 times. Sorry for saying ravioli. Jesus Christ. What is the matter with me? God, I'm the worst. I got all... You know what it was? I thought it was one of you guys messing with me. So I just assumed. I'm sorry, Raviogi. That's my bad. John Ray sent $10. That is the one and only Metal Dirt Skin. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you, brother. Ravioli. Jesus Christ, Ciotti. What are you doing? What am I doing? Fuck. Oh, boy. Sometimes you eat the bear. Sometimes the bear eats you. Kurtz Hall sent $10. He's going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you, brother. Once and twice. Gotcha. We've got a little bit of Aaron Phillips with the comment, "Yes!" Going on the wheel 2 times. Thank you very much, Aaron. I'm going to get you on there. There we go. I'm going to show you guys the wheel in a minute, but I got to get through these. Ridwan Hughes, the one and only license to drive in the chat, with a $5 PayPal. He's going on the wheel 1 time. Thank you very much. David Johnson with a $5 super chat. He's going on the wheel. Thank you, David. And all right, I can do this. Bob Noxious RX. When did you add RX in there, Bob Noxious? That's new. Bob Noxious RX. I like that. 2 for the wheel, 10 for the fun. Thank you very much, brother. Let's get you on here. And once, twice, and then he wants 10 to the gear fund. Frame development fund has begun. Thank you. Look how wide that is. Hold on. Let me fix that. Frame dev. No. We're just gonna leave it big. That's fine. Why does it look so big? Do I have a small... Oh, I have it set smaller on that scene. Alright. B-Man FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, "Throw me on there, my man." My pleasure, B-Man. Thank you very much. Veritas Weasel with 2 $4.99 super chats. He's going to go on the wheel 2 times. Thanks, Veritas. Once and twice. Slim with a $20 super chat. He says, "Re-roll it for me. Rest for the frame fundage." So we've got 2 more re-rolls going on the wheel. I got it. And then CMYK, let me know. Hold on, let me show my face again. I'm going to get back into email. So I think I'm caught up. If you're not on the wheel and you need to be, definitely let me know as soon as you can. I'm going to delete a couple emails here just to clean things up. I think we're almost there, though. Speak soon or forever hold your penis. Your peace. Hold your peace. It's your penis. Coilocker just got here. I think I read that super chat. At tag. Kevin Sumner says PayPal got that. CMYK says PayPal got that. Coilocker says that's me. CMYK says 204 patrons. Hey, look at that. We're back up over 200 patrons. That's pretty awesome. You guys are the best. Metal Dirtskin PayPal ×2. Got it. Gemfan Hobby says ravioli professional service. I'd pay for that. There you go. New business opportunity. Ronald says ravioli is part of the name. Raviogi is ravioli and pierogi combined. Fuck the domain when I got married. Oh, that's the best. Dude, that's awesome. Ravioli and pierogi combined. That's... Yeah, man. Respect for that. That's awesome. Slim, I gotta put your 10 into the fund here. Oh, that's great. It didn't even, like, when I looked at it, it didn't even strike me that it could possibly say anything other than ravioli. I was so sure that it said ravioli, which is why I was so, like, taken aback when I actually read it. Veritas Riesel says, your piece, your penis, there's no difference. That's what she said. B-Man says, oh shit, when you hit 6K subs, congrats. I think I did, right? I think I saw, let's look. I think I saw that it said 6,000 earlier today, which is pretty effing cool. No, that's not what I want. 6.01, but in here we can get the actual number. Let's see where we at. Danzilla the Terrible. There's a good YouTube name. 6010. Look at us go. 85 in the last 28 days. You guys are awesome. Danzilla the Terrible. He wins the best name of the night with 10 Californian Canadian dollars. I think that's roughly 10 cheeseburger, hot dog, American dollars. So I'm going to throw Danzilla the Terrible on there twice. Family Guyver with a $5 super chat. He wants to go on the wheel. Let's get him on there. Thank you, family. There it is. Let me get caught up on chat, and then we're going to spin the wheel in a minute. Lenny says 1x via PayPal. Lenny, let me go over to this scene here, and I'm going to fire up my email. There it is. Lenny, I'm assuming that you're Jeffrey Elder. I'm going to put you on the wheel one time for the $5 PayPal that you sent. Thank you very much. And there's also a message that came through. That's interesting. A PayPal message. What are you doing, PayPal? That's weird that they broke it out into a separate message. Hey, there he is. Okay, I'm Lenny on YouTube. There we go. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Lenny, whatever you prefer being called. And there you are. You're on the wheel. Family Guyver, I got you. Frank says I'm late. What's the wheel for? BetaFPV ELRS. By the way, Frank, you won already tonight. You could obviously still enter, but you've got some stuff coming to you. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. It's 7 sets of GemFan F3 props, BetaFPV lanyard, Vifly short stopper 2, QX7 screen protector, your choice of either an SMA or an MMCX connector, and a BetaFPV 1-watt ELRS module, the new black one. T-Dog is out of here. Thanks for hanging, brother. We are about to spin the wheel. We're going to give Frank a couple of seconds to figure out if he wants to jump in on this. And Frank is also saying if you want, re-roll the stuff that he won earlier tonight. Dingles is getting in. Frank, let me let you know what it is, though, just in case. Frank, you won a GNB 6S 1000 mAh battery, 3 or 4 pairs of R38 HQ props, and the Player One frame, which is Brock Lee's personal frame, made by cut by Woodchuck. Dingles is going on the wheel 2 times. Let's get him on there. That'll give Frank a second. Frank does want to get on this giveaway, so we're going to get him in here. And then I'm going to wait for him to let me know if he wants to re-roll or if he wants to get all Player One on things. Let's get Frank on here. And Frank, thanks for that fan. I did a unboxing, a mailbag earlier, and I talked about the fan. I'm assuming you sent it because the Vistas get so hot. That's awesome. Thank you, dude. I would not have thought of that. Frank is on this wheel twice, and he wants me to re-roll. So we're gonna go back a couple wheels. Frank, that's super generous, brother. So we're gonna re-roll the 5-inch tier, which is right here. There's his name. We are gonna remove him so he doesn't win again. And then here we go again. Somebody's gonna win a Player One frame, some R38 props, and a 6S 1000 mAh battery, and that person's name is FPV. Congratulations, dude. I'm gonna figure out where I wrote Frank's name down and cross it out to avoid confusion. Awesome. MotoRef, I'm gonna get your stuff off of Patreon and mail you some things. MotoRef FPV. Congratulations, brother. You have Frank Nicholas to thank. Very cool of you, Frank. Alright. Here's MotoRef stuff there. Alright. This giveaway is about to go, though. Can't be doing giveaways all night. Got important FPV business. Let me check my email one more time. Oh, I'm glad I checked. Oh, no, that's Frank. Okay, cool. Got that. Got that. Got that. And, all right, cool. Dingles, you're on there. And then Family Guyver, you're on there. I think we're good to go. Let me make sure that nobody's messaging me with anything important. Danzilla the Terrible says, get me on that wheel. I got you on there twice, Danzilla. Thank you for the generosity. There's Frank. Okay. Awesome. All right. Good deal. Somebody's going to win. That person's name is... Balls. That's not their name. A premature egotulation. Ooh, it's Kurtzhall. Congratulations, Kurtzhall. You have won many things. Hey, Kurtzhall, you need to tell me which antenna you want, MMCX or SMA. And then you also need to get in touch with me and give me all your info. So one of the tough things about doing these giveaways through YouTube is that I have no way of like getting a hold of your guys' info. So all I can do is write down your YouTube name, Kurtz Hall, and then you, my friend, need to message me at CiottiFPV on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you can get a hold of me. You need to say, hey, this is Kurtzhall, because that's the only way that I know you right now. I need your real name, your address, and if you want tracking, your email. So, Kurtzhall, let me know which antenna you want, and then message me all your info. Oh! We'll skip it. We'll do that again next week. Okay. Hey, it's Gator FPV. That's Kurtzhall. Cool. Which antenna do you want? A Foxier SMA or a True RC right-hand circular polarized MMCX? Which one do you want? I think that's the only decision that you need to make. Oh, also, do you have a QX7? Because I have this QX7 screen protector. If you don't have a QX7, it ain't going to do you a shit bit of good. He wants the SMA antenna. Very cool. That's going in there. The MMCX is going back into the giveaway thing. And then, do you have any use for a QX7 screen protector? If not, it'll just go into... I got like 4 of these things. So, I mean, I mean, to some extent, if any of you guys have a QX7 and want one of these, like, just... Oh my god! He's got a QX7! What the fuck? Alright, never mind. I was gonna say, if any of you guys have a QX7, just message me and I'll send you one. But the first time I did this, the person had... So, scratch that. I'm gonna keep these, and I'm gonna keep putting them in on giveaways. How many people... If you have a QX7, type QX7 into the chat. I'm curious. Do a lot of, like... I assume that since, you know, everybody is going to the new radios, that nobody has them anymore. But maybe I'm wrong. It's my favorite radio. Yeah, type QX7 if you have a QX7. Jesus. Okay. A bunch of... Okay, cool. I'm glad I snagged them then. Congratulations to everybody that won. Everybody that didn't won, there's always 2 weeks from now. You'll win that time. You'll win that time for sure. CiottiFPV, supporting gambling addiction since 2021. Maybe 2020. I don't know. Look at all these people look at all these plebs that have QX7s. It's not just me then. Okay, cool. I thought I was just like old school Andy with a QX7, just being all old and moldy. Let's fly some tiny whoops. It's 11:50. My neighbors are gonna love this. I don't know. You think you can hear tiny whoops banging around through the floor? Probably not. So here's what we're gonna do. I've got 3 batteries charged. These We Bleed FPV 300 mAh batteries have been charged for many days, probably about a week. And then this 380 has just got charged. So right now, this is the best possible chance that this Modula 7 ELRS ever has at outperforming these 65mm motor-to-motor rigs. So here's what we're gonna do. What's the last rig that I flew? The last rig that I flew earlier today was the 0802 rig. So I'm gonna put this up in the air. I'm gonna do 1 battery on this, and then we're gonna do, so that this is the newbie drone build with Happy Model 0802 25,000 kV batteries and the long True RC antenna. It's kind of my long range setup. It's really not. Long range tiny whoop is kind of an oxymoron. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this up in the air first, and then we're gonna move over to the ultralight Happy Model ELRS Modula 6, and then, which has been converted to BT 2.0 and put on the GemFan tri-blades. And then we're going to go to the Modula 7 ELRS with tinywhoop.com 0802 25,000 kV motors to try to fix the horsepower problem and the GemFan biblades. Cool? Does that make sense to run them that way? Nah, you know what? Let's go lightest to heaviest. Nah. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do the newbie drone rig first. So you're gonna get to see the newbie drone camera versus these other cameras. Yeah, let's do that. Newbie drone rig first, then the Modula 6, then the Modula 7. All right, here we go. And then that's going to be pretty much it for tonight's live stream. I'll be back on Wednesday. We're going to do some tiny whoop building on Wednesday. We're going to get the one of the tiny lifters onto those Happy Model 0802 1.5mm motor shaft motors. Okay. I need to find my goggles though. What the hell did I do with them? Did I put them away? What did I put them away for? I knew I was going to use them later. All right, friends. Here we go for some tiny whoop bashing. Neither one is better. Lewis says, question, is right hand better than left hand? They're not better, they're just different. As long as you have the same polarization on either side, you're good to go. Although you could argue that it's better to do left-hand circular polarized because most people do right-hand circular polarized. So if you show up and you're flying with other people, if you're on left-hand circular polarized, there's probably going to be less people there on that. So potentially you'll have better, you'll get a little bit better signal because you'll be the only one on left-hand. So there's that, you know. All right, firing this up. Did you say the same thing, Kevin? Nice. All right, let's get it onto the right model. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't the right model. Hey, all right, guys. This is the ultimate 1S Tiny Whoop build. Newbie drone Acro-B on... What's happening? I didn't plug the goggles in. Newbie drone Acro-B with Happy Model 0802 25,000 kV motors, direct soldered, converted over to BT 2.0. And away. Oh, I gotta fix the RSSI on this. Put it to link quality. So this is the most powerful of these three rigs, as you can see there. I mean, like when you put the nose down on this thing, it just rails. Like, it's just outrageous how quick this thing is. The amount, look at those skinny legs. The amount of power that it has open up all kinds of 3D stuff that previously we could only really do on outdoor rigs. And it's just so much fun. I mean, like, look at the throw. Look at that throw. Ready? Oh boy. I got a little carried away. My throttle is off on the right side there. 30, 30s, 20s, 30s, 20s, right? So watch how brief this throttle blip is, ready? To generate this momentum. Ready? Oh boy. I mean, it's just wild. It's really a hell of a thing. This, I think this is my favorite of these Tiny Whoops. The Modulus 6 though is really, really good. So it's hard to decide between this and that. I mean, look at that. Like, come on. You can't tell me that's not... You can't tell me you don't want to do that in your house. Look at that! Look at the just the momentum that this has. You know, this is a little bit heavier too, which just face first. Oh my god, that was okay. That was painful. Focus a little bit. Give you guys some good flying here. Tried to cheat that a little bit. I tried to go backwards through it and just completely blew it. Woo! 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 Hello, friend. Oh, that big old throw. Come on now. Play around the sim rig here for a second.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Ugh, this is low. This coffee table is very low. Oh, come on now with the bouncing. This coffee table is very low to the ground. It's super hard to fly under it. Which is one of the more impressive things about this rig is that it's got the throttle sensitivity, but then it's got this huge explosion of power. Admittedly, I do have the throttle expo up at like 50, but I mean, come on. 3+ minute runtime. How do you, like, why do we fly anything other than that? You know what I mean? Like, why? I do run XT30s on the Cinesplore builds, Paul. They just don't pull enough amps to need anything more, and I really try to keep the weight down on those builds as much as possible. So there you go. That is the my interpretation of the Ultimate 1S Freestyle Tiny Whoop. Now I'm going to show you what. Let's go over to the Modulus 6. Because this is 3 grams lighter. It's on 0702s instead of 0802s. It's, man, I really like flying these two. I can't figure out which one I prefer. I think it's the heavier rig. But, I mean, you're going to see in a second here. This thing rips. And, I mean, this is pretty much just a stock Modulus 6 converted to with a BT 2.0 connector soldered on and 3 blades dropped on. This is all acro mode. So the first thing that you notice is there's not such like an explosion of power with these 0702s. They're kind of more gradual, which almost makes them feel more like a 2306. And the 0802s almost feel like a 2207. But it's not quite that cut and dry. That being said, these motors still have really good power. I mean, like, you can still do big old throws, but they don't have, like, the violence that those 0802s have. You know, like, when I stab the throttle down here on those 0802s, like, they just hammer you into the ceiling. These 0702s just have a little bit more gradual of a power build. But what ends up happening, and they have a little bit less all-out power, and what happens is that makes this kind of cruising around stuff a little bit easier, I think. Although I bet you if I spent a bunch of time getting used to those 0802s, oops, how did I get over there? They would potentially be better because the extra power, the extra power and response will, once you're used to it, will actually help you out. There we go. The Matty and then the power loop through that gate. I'll tell you though, I really like flying this rig. I really, really do. Oh, that was backwards through it. Finally. And again, still good power. I mean, like, look at that throw. And you know, this rig here, you don't have to direct solder motors. It's just good to go right out of the box. It's lighter, so it might crash better. I have this on a Meteor 65 frame. The frame that's the other mod that you have to do to the Modulus 6, because the frame that it comes with is awful. I broke mine in 4 batteries. A little couch bounce. Mom told me not to jump on the bed as a kid, so I'm going to jump on it as an adult. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Come on, let's get it. Yeah! Come on. Jump on your bed. Jump on your bed. Get your tiny whoops and jump on your bed. And then shoot the gap. Ooh! Oh! 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 I did not mean to go through the top part, but I will take it. Ah, almost. Power loop, and this is the most impossible thing ever. Ah! Face first. Oh, man. This little tight, low to the ground power loop is so hard. I'm really shocked at how... So the other thing that I noticed with this rig is the fact that with it being lighter, it just corners more predictably. Like this kind of stuff, it just doesn't carry its momentum. And this is the big problem with the Modulus 7, is that it's too heavy and it carries too much momentum. So I mean, I'm kind of glad that I flew this right before the Modulus 7. Oh, this battery is taking a shit. See if I can make it home. Barely. Woo. So there you go. A little bit more runtime because it's lighter, smaller motors, all that good stuff. Now we're going to go over to the Modulus 7. And it's flying better than it ever has. But as you're about to see, It ain't as good. Maybe for a big enough place it would be okay, but I just don't think so. I just don't think 75 is the way to go. But I'm giving it as much of an opportunity as I possibly can. Let's see. This is with a GNB 380 mAh battery. It's a 10 gram battery. Oh God, that was an awkward crash. As you could see from that big throw, it's got power now. Look at that. Like it definitely has the power now. But oh boy. But with these 1mm motor shaft motors, it's not going to be as durable. That's the one really nice thing about the motors that it comes with. Jesus, what is happening? I mean, so this is kind of just what happens with this rig. I crash a lot. The extra mass just means that it carries its momentum. And it's just, I don't know, it just kind of feels awkward. Maybe with enough stick time I could get used to it, but I don't want to. The 65 mil rigs just make more sense. They're lighter. And that just makes a huge difference in small spaces. And tiny whoops are meant to fly in small spaces. So it's completely blown power loop there. Let's try it again. Oh, or not. It's also physically bigger, right? So like there's a chance that I might not have crashed there with a 65 mil rig. That was my fault. That was just being a shitty pilot. Still flies really good. Crashes a lot. Still flies really good. Ah! I was trying to throw it up through there. Ah! Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. It like... I don't crash this much on the 65 mil rigs. And, like, that in itself says something. Still accurate. It's a little bouncy. I could probably add some more... Ooh, boy. Throttle expo. I will get this power loop tonight. Maybe not. Yeah, that extra mass just causes it to kind of... Oh, man. It just causes it to kind of slide around more. There we go. Oh, fucked at the last second. That's what she said. Ah. Nope. Come on. This is the one I can feel it. Oh! I went through the smaller top part. I wish that was on purpose. But I'll take it. Come on. Yeah, I mean, this is as much flight... I don't know what else to do. I mean... Maybe moving this onto the Happy Model 0802 25,000s would, I don't know, maybe it would give it a little bit more performance, but thrust is not the problem. Lightweight is the problem, and it's not going to get any lighter without sacrificing durability. We're already kind of chancing durability by going over to these 1mm motor shafts. Like I'll probably eventually break these motors because yeah, the rig is heavier. So I don't know. It's I've had a real blast trying to get this Mobula 7 performance up to par with these 65s, but I just don't know. I just don't know. What's up, Slats back? What's up, brother? Let me get caught up on chat and then we'll wrap this up. If you have all three of these are on ELRS, correct? 661. Yeah, I don't know. I tried, man. I really tried with this Mobula 7 ELRS, but it's too heavy. Same thing that I've been saying this whole time. I mean, for the past like 2 years about the 65 versus 75, is that the 65s are always going to be lighter, and if you want to do like big boy freestyle stuff in the house, right? Power loops, Matty flips, big momentum moves, big throws, stuff like that. You got to be lighter weight because it's so much more difficult to do that stuff in the house as it is outside. You know, in the house, like everything is feet. It's like everything is like single digit numbers of feet, whereas outside it's 20 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet. So the weight really makes a huge difference. I think I might act. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this this Mobula 7. I might put it into a 65 mil motor to motor frame, possibly on these motors, because yeah, as it sits like this, I'm not gonna fly it. Like I keep flying it to test it, to see if there's anything that it does better, and it's been like a month and it's just not doing anything better, and there's really not much else that I can do to it. So here's the other thing that I could do to it, is to put it onto a Diamond Happy Model flight controller, but then it doesn't have ELRS built in. I got to run external ELRS, and I'm just not going to do that. Because by that rationale, I can take this Mobula 6 and put it onto a Diamond flight controller, which is lighter, and then it'll perform even better. So it's like, by the time I get this thing performing as good as this, if I did the same stuff to this as I did to this would be better. 65 is better. For indoor freestyle, 65 mil motor to motor is better. 1.2 inch props are the way to go. This is just kind of cursed, but that's okay. This still flies great. Again, you know, I know I keep saying that, but it's true. This flies fantastic. I am splitting hairs with these, and I'm trying to do things that really, I don't know if anybody's doing this shit with tiny. I've not seen many, if any, people trying to do these big off-throttle throw moves with tiny whoops. So I'm trying to do something super weird and super out of the ordinary, but you guys should be trying to do this too, because it's super fun. Like, I cannot explain to you how fun these two tiny whoops are in this house, in this tiny little apartment. And in Maggie's house, I mean, you guys have seen those streams. Like, I'm fucking screaming for half the live stream. Just like, it's just ridiculous. It's incredibly fun. If you have a 2-level house, or even just, if you live anywhere, you need to have one of these 0802 powered 25,000 kV tiny whoops, or just pick up this Mobula 6 with the 0702 26,000s. Put it on the tri-blades, throw a BT 2.0 lead on it, pick up some of the Weebleed FPV 300 mAh BT 2.0 batteries, or the Tattoo 300 mAh BT 2.0 batteries. Crank the tune up, crank all of the PID gains up to 100. That's like the meme tune that we did here on the channel, but it works staggeringly well. And you will have something that absolutely blows you away, I promise you. It's going to be hard to fly, fair warning, especially in acro mode, but it's going to make you a much better pilot, and if you stick with it, you will get used to flying acro indoors. It's going to take some time, though. I'm talking like 100 batteries to really get confident. You guys see how much I crash. I'm not trying to crash that much. It's really hard to fly acro inside, but you'll get there. You'll get there for sure. Maybe not for sure. You might get there. Paul McDonald says, we got that. Apache Smoke is here. He says, good morning. Nathan says, we talked about that. So you think these are nothing on the Tiny Hawk 2? I don't know what you mean by that, Nathan. Tag me again. Ask that in a different way. I can't figure out what that question means. FPV Trucker says, Radio Link are the ones not on ELRS, SPI/FR Sky. Radio Link are the ones not. These are all on ELRS. I think that might be what you're asking. The first Whoop, Noid, the first Whoop had Happy Model 0802 25,000 kV motors. Ronald says, why do the 1mm shafts break more? Is it just the jarring when crashing causing it, or does something hit the props, motor, etc.? Great question, Ronald. These motor shafts break when we crash these things. The duct doesn't really do much. The duct bends in pretty quickly, and then it pushes on the propeller. Sometimes it'll hit in the middle there, and you'll kind of get away with it, but it can still push on the propeller. But yeah, it pushes on the propeller, and that puts the load into the energy into the motor shaft. What helps though is these floppy frames. You can see the base of the motor shaft will move, so that kind of helps it out. The stronger the frame and the stronger the motor mount base, the less it'll deflect to help out with that. But that's really not the issue on these 75mm rigs. The issue is that these 75mm motor-to-motor rigs are just heavier. So when they hit harder, and it just pushes harder into the motor shaft. And yeah, on these 75mm builds, when you start crashing them really hard, especially if you run a quad blade or a tri-blade, these bi-blades sort of mitigate the problem because there's one less blade, right? Like 50% of the time it's going to hit here, and the guard is going to take all the hit. But every other crash, it's going to drive into the blade, and it's going to push on the shaft. So yeah, what we see is that these heavier 75mm builds, it's just too much energy. It's too much weight for these motors with a 1mm motor shaft, and eventually you will break the motor shaft. That's why Happy Model put these motors on here that have a 1.5mm motor shaft. This 1.5mm motor shaft is plenty strong for these rigs. Unfortunately, these 0802s that they put on it are only 20,000 kV, and that is not enough kV for this heavy of a rig to get like really, the performance that you're seeing in here. These guys are light enough where the 1mm shafts pretty much never break. I've never broken one, and I crashed constantly. Hey, look, I got a liquid electric tape. That's the last part of your unboxing. So yeah, that's kind of the full story. 661 says, put the 12 amp AIO in the Mosquito. Ooh, maybe. 661 also says, Happy Model has said they are making an ELRS Diamond F4 AIO. Very cool. I had a feeling they would. So that'll help. But again, the 75mm motor-to-motor rigs, it's not the formula. It's not the right tool for indoor work. Nathan says, I've been happy with the Tiny Hawk 2, but I can't fly it like that. Not many people can, man. It's not just you. I've been doing this for 5 years. Don't feel bad. Sounds like I need to go to 65mm. Have you got a list of parts for these? I don't have a list of parts for these, but it's super straightforward. This is a newbie drone Acro B with Happy Model 0802 25,000s direct soldered onto it. This is a Mobula 6 ELRS with BT 2.0 and tri-blade gem fan props. Done. That's all you need to do to either one of these rigs. Direct soldering to the newbie drone boards is difficult, but not undoable. It's difficult, but doable. It's definitely more work, though, than just buying a Mobula 6 ELRS and swapping props and putting BT 2.0 onto it. So, yeah. I don't really have a favorite yet. You're gonna love either one. The 0802s are more grunty. The 0702s on the Modulus 6 give you a little bit better runtime and are lighter weight. Pick your poison. I like them both. I really can't figure out which one I like better, which is super interesting. Thanks for hanging out, boys. It is now after midnight. That is the end of this Monday night giveaway and smashing things and mailbag stream. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to be back on Wednesday night, I think from here, to do a little bit of work. We're going to take these Happy Model 0802s and we're going to switch out the motor wires for the Newbie Drone JST 1.0 motor wires. So if you ever wanted to see the tiniest soldering job ever, Wednesday night at, 8? Yeah, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, you're going to get to see that. And then I'm going to put these motors onto one of the tiny lifters that are designed to carry the Insta360 Go 2. And then I'm going to start doing silly things with HD with tiny whoops. Yeah. Thanks for hanging, friends. Here comes some flying from that field. Maybe on this battery I won't hit all the trees, just some of them. And I'm going to have to restart OBS. Hold on. Be right back. It's going to pinwheel for a second. Be right back. And we're back. All right, guys. Here comes some flying from the big field. We'll switch it up. We'll do stadium. We'll do a stadium battery. Here you guys go. Here's some flying from stadium with some Epidemic Sounds jams. That's not a song. That's a sound effect. There it is. All right, guys. I'll see you Wednesday at 8. Love you. Later.